Welcome to Brooklyn Center High School for a non-conference volleyball matchup here, a mid-October battle here between the Minneapolis North Polars and the Brooklyn Center Centaurs. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Janae Alderson. And Janae, for North, they've had their season interrupted a little bit by some COVID issues, so they just got back into the gym and played a match Saturday after having to miss a few. So they're kind of eager to get back into this thing and obviously had a little pause that they were not wanting to have, but now excited to be back and see if they can't do some things tonight here against Brooklyn Center.
Yeah, and it's awesome to see that they're back in the gym. They got some few touches on Saturday, so obviously the second game now is just now that they got the first game jitters out of the way on Saturday. Now they're just looking today to just put all those things together, put all those pieces that they've been practicing with all season. Obviously they know how to play volleyball, so now it's just getting those touches and getting that play game in there. But it's going to be an exciting game tonight, huh?
Yeah, Brooklyn Center coming in with 3 victories. They got 1 win in their own tournament last Saturday. And they're, like North, kind of an inexperienced group. They've got, a couple, 2-3 seniors along the way, or 4 seniors, I guess, in their program, actually, as they had senior and fan appreciation night here tonight. But, a lot of players on both sides that are relatively new to volleyball, and, some of them play a little bit longer than others. But I think in that way we might see somewhat of an even matchup in that you're seeing teams that are just kind of learning on the fly, but some good competitors, some good athletes, and it'll be kind of interesting to see how they match up.
Yeah, and I was excited to see that the roster, you barely have that many seniors for that. As a coach, you're excited. You're ready to put all your power and all your implementation into these new girls. You have 4 years with them, 3 years with them to create a culture that will stick together. So as much as you love to see seniority for that leadership, you also love to see young power just to bring that fresh air. So it could go either way tonight. As you said, they've got some athletes on both sides just ready to prove what they can do tonight.
So Brooklyn Center seeing if they can get a W, and North trying to pick up a win here. This will be the final home match of the season for the Centaurs, at least as far as regular season. They'll be on the road Thursday and then Monday and Tuesday of next week. It's the Polars from North taking on the Centaurs from Brooklyn Center, and it's up next here on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
And welcome back here to Brooklyn Center as we are about set to begin tonight's matchup here, as the Centaurs will be in black on the left side of your screen and North in blue on the right side. Polars just 7 dressed here, looks like, for varsity this evening, or maybe 8. And so they'll be, at least coming in that you have a full night to play and all that.
Yeah, it's a little shy, but that way, sometimes when you have a lot of players, it's hard to get that camaraderie going. But when you have just a small amount, it's kind of easy because you know who you're going to play next to, you know everything about it. So we'll see what happens. There's
a look at the starters. On the left, North, on the right, Brooklyn Center, and we are ready to go here as Javea Puckett will serve it up here for the Polars to begin. And her first serve off target, and it'll be a point for Brooklyn Center. Emma Olson heading back to serve here for the Centaurs. And that serve is just too long, so we trade service errors to begin the match.
Yeah, and if you're the Polars, you kind of like that. It's kind of like starting from scratch, 0-0. Now it's 1-1. So on to the next.
Ari Jackson will serve here for North. The left-hander. And that one is just out, so it'll go back now to Brooklyn Center with a 2-1 lead.
And we'll see. Really, it's the first person who gets in right now. It's a race to the first person who gets in.
Karina Sanchez serving for the Centaurs and gets that one in play. Little miscommunication there for North, and that one will end up out as Baugh and Melander there nearly collided. Sanchez, good deep serve this time. And on the run, Jackson unable to get that one over, so a quick 4-1 lead here for BC.
Yeah, and that was a good idea. The pass was a little off. You kind of have to go to your back row person. Ari looked pretty good in warm-ups as well, so she looks like she might be the go-to hitter, but as the game goes on, you never know. People present themselves.
Yeah, their setter, Baugh and Jackson, are their only two seniors, and most experienced, really the only varsity returners for North. Centaurs getting it over for Bevis there. Pretty good swing at that one, but it's dug up. And that one will not be played. Jackson did a pretty good job getting to that one to dig it up, but they were unable to continue the point, so a 5-1 lead now for Brooklyn Center. And Sanchez going cross court, but missed the line with that one. So she had a pretty good run there, and not a bad idea to change it up a little, but couldn't get it in. There's Kathy Nielsen, her third season as head coach.
It's the 12th year for
And that one looking for the corner and able to get it. Nice job by Hardiman, finding some open space there for North.
Yeah, that was a great, smart shot. They had that back corner. It's high-level play. That back corner is kind of hard to guess, and so that person back there, usually if it's in or out and you don't really know if to guess for it or not, you should probably just go for it and land it in.
Walden will serve here for North, and good strong serve there. Cross court with it, but wide was Bevis, so North will score the point.
Yeah, that set just a little fast for Bevis, but Bevis sped up her approach, but just couldn't get that cross court in. Great shot and smart play, as no one's really there at the moment.
Gonna give Bevis another opportunity here. Dug up by Hardiman. Chipped over with the left hand as Bevis did a nice job adjusting, and Hardiman not able to keep that one in play. It was a little bit interesting as the middle actually set that one for her.
Yeah, that was a good set, honestly, by Makeda. She seems also to be looking good in warm-ups too, so looks like the two go-to hitters are the outside and the middle at the moment, but Makeda's doing it all. She's honestly taking passes and setting the ball, and she's looking good, as well as the outside. She's doing great things as well. As right now, Polars take that timeout, and obviously they have not yet had that many games as the time goes on, but it's all right because they're just figuring things out. You get a couple of rough plays right now because you just aren't comfortable with the person next to you. You know, you've had some time off, but I mean, imagine that coach is just telling them to take a deep breath, do what you know best, and get one pass up and go from there.
And there's a look at Ramon Martinez, and he is assisted by Katie Mikulik and Gabriel Gardner. North's assistants Carlita Hansen and Rachel Rogers. Carlita Hansen actually took over the team last year while Coach Nielsen, due to COVID, elected to sit out as far as being on the bench. So Carlita Hansen and Coach Nielsen wanted to give a big shout out to her assistants. Said they've been really a consistent presence in these young ladies' lives too, beyond just the volleyball part of things.
Yeah.
Hardiman will serve. Her team down now 7-4.
Ooh.
almost an ace there, but Aldrich did a good job to get to it. And that one put away nicely by Puckett. Puckett's a good battler. Coach was saying she's been a good leader, is going through a few things, in her life, health-wise with the family, but coming to practice with a smile on her face and working hard every day, and that time gets the kill for the Polars. So they're within 7-5. That pass off target, but sent over by Melander. And that one dropped in by the lefty Jackson, hitting from the back row there. So North, after struggling to start, now to within a point.
Yeah, finding a lot of luck just hitting that shy in between the back row and the front row. So we'll see if they clean that up.
Good serve there, but then a near collision for the Polars as Sanchez went down and just dug that ball up and sent it over. And it resulted in a North being a little bit caught off guard and nearly collided. So it's 8-6 for the Centaurs as Anna Bevis will serve it. Oops, they do collide there.
Yeah.
And that one, as you saw, Melander and Jackson coming together.
Yeah, just a bit of communication error, but that's okay sometimes because, you can clean that up and get that play. They're looking for good success when you clean up some communication for sure.
And that one did glance off the ceiling, but Jackson did a good job to stay with it. Overpass there, and Kurtler did a nice job putting it away with the left hand and was careful not to get a net violation there too. It just kind of went straight up and puts it away.
Yeah, very patient at the net, which is always something I like to see. See if it's over or not, and then go for it.
Ooh, good short floater served by Bevis. Jackson, though, did a pretty good job to get to it. Polars able to get it over now. Brooklyn Center looking to attack middle. Nice block, though, by Melander. Come out to the left side for a swing there for Olsen. Good rally here. Who's going to take it? Long point, longest of the match so far, and then that pass into the net, and it'll eventually go Brooklyn Center's way.
Yeah, very good rally with both sides staying calm on that first contact, but you got a block in there as well as just some nice contact, but at the end it's just some communication again, letting them know if it's short or if it's going to be over. So it was a pretty good rally to start.
Brooklyn Center looking middle this time for Kurtler, but that's dug up. They'll send it deep, and now Jackson getting it there to Ba. And then Jackson didn't quite have her feet squared up there, and so sent that one into the net. 12-6 lead now for BC as Bevis tries to continue this run here for the Centaurs after North had nearly caught up. Now Brooklyn Center going on a run of 5. Chipped over with the left hand, and that will be a point for Olsen and the Centaurs.
Yeah, both teams seeing a lot of success giving that ball short, whether it's a roll shot or a tip. So it'll be interesting to see if they continue to go on with that method, as in the back row, Jackson's been getting all that power and really been digging up all those really hard hits. So maybe they'll go a different method.
Good recovery there as Puckett stayed with it and got it to Melander. And then there's a misfire. Kurtler is good size in the middle, but I think she's noticing Melander is pretty tall on the other side too there, and kind of maybe took her eye off that one a little bit as she was trying to read the block.
Yeah, definitely trying to cut back to either the cross-court corner or the line corner and trying to avoid that block, as she did get blocked once, but we'll see if she continues to cut that, or maybe she goes tip again, because that's been successful.
Melander missing down the line with that serve. Lynch now to serve for the Centaurs, leading it 14-7. And that one's going to be just long, though. Give the Polars the point. Pretty good communication there to let that one go. We had a pretty good look. It wasn't that long by all that much.
No, not at all. Well, they all knew it was out.
Walden, the libero, into serve here for North. She'll do it again. She didn't like her toss there. And it's a good, strong serve. Walden going down to get that one. Another free ball chance here for the Polars. And with the left hand, Olsen sending that one over. And dropped in with the left hand hit from the middle for Kurtler, excuse me.
Yeah, and she seemed to go back to that sweet spot of the roll or that tip shot that's fallen short. Really, that's being good success on both sides, and it really got set up too with that outside who had a really good line shot, and they really couldn't recover. Polars really couldn't recover after that, so great setup.
Walden playing one that may or may not have been out. Some of the Polars were calling out, but wasn't going to take any chances. Another swing in the middle, but that time into the tape from Aldrich. So North will...
Well, they may have touched it, I think.
Okay, it must have been off the block, so apologize. Point for Brooklyn Center. And that pass into the overhead equipment, so it'll be another point for BC, and now timeout taken by Coach Nielsen on the North sideline.
Yeah, both sides really looking good, Jay, and really that Polar came out strong. They had some good serves as well and some good rallies, but Centaur is kind of just taken away with it at this point. It's really just coming down to serve, receive, and really serving if you can get it in or not. And they're really just on the upper hand of that and seeing success with that, as well as setting up their hitters, and they're also starting to pick different places on the court. They're not just hitting it because really they can't hit it at the Polars. If you have a strong hit, they have pretty good back row to get that back up. So right now they're trying to find some spots, even just standing there and down bowling it in a specific area. So they're starting to get smarter and over here on the Polars, I just imagine they're just trying to figure out what they're going to do next.
A little more consistency, I think, too, so far for Brooklyn Center in terms of their passing, ball handling overall. Just a few less, self-made mistakes, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the ones that, coaches always say hurts them the most. The ones that, you could have gotten away with if you just weren't in net, or you had just communication errors. So if they clean that up, they're right there in with them.
Kurtler to serve again for Brooklyn Center, leading at 17-8 in our first set. And that one off the ceiling, but Walden stayed with it. And then miscommunication for the Centaurs. They do recover, though, to get it over. And a misfire there by Aldrich will give North the point.
And it does seem to be that they're trying to get that middle Aldrich into play, but they just really can't get that pass up for the Centaurs, but they're really trying to work her into the play as much as possible. So when they get connection, I can't wait to see it.
Puckett serving here for North. Oh, an overpass there, and Jackson ends up getting it over. Push to the outside. Can they recover? Not quite.
And that was honestly a really good block over on Aldrich. She recognized right away this is going to be an overpass. She didn't even try to pass it or anything. She went up for the block, pressed over, and got that point and set it up for their teammate to, actually her, to tip it on over. And they're starting to utilize that push or tip and or roll.
Olsen winds up with an ace there for Brooklyn Center as they've started to pull away again here, leading it by 10. Emma Olsen will serve again here for the Centaurs. And that pass kind of tight to the net, and Hardiman unable to get it over, so 20-9. Centaurs have served pretty consistently, and not always like super tough ones, but they've been getting it in play every time.
Yeah. Pretty tough serve from Emma as well. Yeah. So honestly, good for them. Put it on them.
And that one will be in. Walden watched it drop. Their positioning wasn't exactly where they wanted to be there because that ball was in by quite a bit.
That was honestly a very good serve. Very close to the line, almost out, and sometimes as Walden did before, she played a ball that she didn't know was out or in, so that's kind of like that same concept. If you don't know, you just got to go for it.
Baugh sending it over here for the Polars. And a free ball chance here. Jackson might have been able to attack that one on the first ball, but chose not to. Here's Bevis cross court with that. And sent over by Baugh, and it will drop in as Brooklyn Center kind of got condensed up a little bit and didn't have anybody covering that spot.
Yeah, Jeff, notice that the Polars, with every hard hit you throw at them, they're there for that. It's really just the tips and moving their feet on plays that are kind of just not broken plays, and then that's what kind of messing them up.
And Bevis didn't get herself squared up for that one. It's 21-11 now as North going on a little mini run that they hope becomes a longer run as Jackson will serve it again. And that one, though, is going to be too long, and Centaurs will get the serve back, leading at 22-11 as Karina Sanchez will serve. And that pass not where Melander was expecting it and couldn't really get to it, so 23-11 now for Brooklyn Center.
Yeah.
Baugh coming over to the left, but instead to the top official there. So 24-11, and a chance to secure the win in the first set here, Karina Sanchez. Oops, that one glancing off the lights overhead, and that will be set point here as Brooklyn Center prevails in the opening set, winning at 25-11 over North. Take a quick timeout, come back with set number 2 here from Brooklyn Center High School. Non-conference volleyball match here on CCX.
I tell my son, I love you every single day. Now, my dad has never said that to me. Not because he doesn't love me, but because culturally it wasn't comfortable for him. Now that he's a grandfather, he says, I love you to my son every time he sees him. My advice to all the fathers out there, forget the cultural restrictions. They grow up way too fast for you to waste even a single precious moment.
Welcome back here to Brooklyn Center High School. Along with Janae Alderson, I'm Jay Wilcox. First set going to Brooklyn Center here over North, 25-11 as we get set for the beginning of our second set. Officials checking lineup for both teams here.
And the beginning of the second set, you really kind of just want to see some serves in for both sides and get all their serves in, be consistent, and get some communication, honestly, for both sides as well, and see what you can get going with that. You'd also want to see on the center side, you want to see less passing from your middle as well as less passing from your setters, so you can get your hitters set up. And on the Polar side, you want to see some serves in, you want to see some people going for the ball on those off-speed passes and also off-speed hits, so we'll see how it goes.
Emma Olson serving it up here for Brooklyn Center. Baugh getting that one to Jackson. She'll play it over. And near collision there, but they stayed with it, and Aldrich gets it over. Sent back by Puckett. Here's Bevis. That one's dug up, almost hit the ceiling. Now Jackson, that one will come off the net. Honestly, I thought maybe it could have been called a ball handling error on Jackson there anyway, so ultimately winds up as a point for Brooklyn Center.
And honestly, for anyone at home, just to let you know, these ceilings are very low. So they're working with all that they have for the Polars, unfamiliar with their territory.
Nice dig there by Baugh. Across for Puckett, tipping with the left hand, but pretty good coverage by Lynch. But then Puckett will win the point for the Polars.
Yeah, just Sanchez kind of got lost, and it's hard to turn around when, the ball's coming from behind you and you have to tip it over the net. And sometimes you just need help from your teammates, whether that's over, whether that's tight, or whether the other person's supposed to have it. So a little more communication on their side, as well as just a ball awareness and court awareness.
Puckett serve. Come to the outside to Bevis. Now Centaurs looking middle, but just a little too long. Actually, that was one of the better swings that Aldrich has had. Kind of dropped that one in along the back line, but just a little too strong. So North leading it 2-1 as Puckett serves. And scraped it off the tape, made it a tough one to handle. And then that pass into the net, and Walden not able to do anything with it.
A great recovery by the Centaurs. It was a great serve, just clipped the net, and they really couldn't do much but give a free ball, but it was also a very off-speed free ball once again, and they couldn't really handle it on the Polar side.
Sanchez with the serve. Walden getting it to her setter, Baugh. Now Jackson will get it over. Sent deep to the corner, Walden digging it up, but nobody quite able to get there to help enough, as Baugh made a good effort but couldn't do it. And so Brooklyn Center will score the point to go up 3-2.
Yeah, it was just a really good place ball, free ball, right in the corner down the line. And really what set it up is Sanchez. She's been having some good serving runs tonight, and she's back at the line again, just going for it. Oh, and an ace. Oh.
Yeah, it was good. They pointed the wrong way, but it just dropped in. And that one sent too long there off the right hand of Hardiman.
Yeah, Mariah just got under it just a little bit, and when you under that ball and you go upwards, it kind of, when you put all your strength in it, just goes pretty much to the back wall, but it was a great approach and nice try on her part.
Hardiman with a nice slice cross court with that one, and it will ultimately lead to a point for North.
Yeah, my coach always says if the hitter does mess up, go back to her, because she probably wants to hit it again, and she had a great sharp cross court shot for her, so kudos.
Jackson to serve. And there's another one down the line by Bevis. That was fairly similar to the one a few moments ago. This one was even better. They couldn't get to it at all.
Yeah, it looks like the Centaurs have found a little bit of a pocket in the back line there, and it seems like they're utilizing it any chance they can. So let's see if they continue and if the Polars can pick that up.
We'll send a free ball over here. Push to the corner, and that one will be good by Melander, as the Centaurs, at that point, it was over her head, and she kind of knew, like, I've just got to hope it's out, because there's no way I'm getting back to this.
Yeah, that was a really good shot. She just kind of got behind it, saw that no one was on the other side and that back corner, and she just went for it.
Walden will serve here for North. 6-4 deficit for the Polars, and that one off the side of her hand a little bit. And so Brooklyn Center will get the serve right back.
Yeah, it just looked to be the toss was just to her right. And sometimes you just got to retoss it, as we've seen from Walton, and just go for it, live for another day.
Bevis with a good, tough serve. Jackson's handled those pretty well. Olsen getting a swing. Can the Polars recover? Yes, they do, to get it over anyway. And that went off the tape and down. Kurtler, the timing wasn't, I think she was on the way down a little bit, but still got enough of it.
Yeah, she did seem to jump just a little bit early, but hang time counts. So she just stuck up there and chose a shot and went towards the way that she saw no one on the court.
And Bevis with a serving error there. Brooklyn Center has been, I don't want to jinx them, but been remarkably consistent serving tonight. And that time into the tape, though, and so North will get an opportunity as Hardiman to serve it up here for the Polars, trailing at 8-5. And a swinging of Olsen putting that one into the tape. And Lynch has done a pretty nice job setting tonight. Nothing fancy, but I mean, she's just kind of consistently been giving them pretty decent balls to hit. Hardiman the serve again for North, and that one's not going to get there.
It was close, and I liked her. I like where she was thinking. She was trying to go short, confuse all those hitters up there, and when the hitter passes, sometimes you get a little discombobulated. So I like the way she's thinking. Ooh.
And Baugh had to reach for that one, and then it left Puckett a little bit of a tough ball to handle there. So 10-6 for the Centaurs as their setter Lynch serving here. Lynch gets turned around, and then her pass into the net there, and Kurtler wasn't quite sure what to try and do with that ball, so it'll be a point for North.
Yeah, it looked like she was looking for Kurtler there, and sometimes as a middle you gotta be ready for anything and hope for the better day and maybe just tip it over.
Lander will wind up with an ace as the Centaurs got crossed up a little bit and a little collision time.
I think Jay over here just gave away the commentary curse as they get ace.
And that one will be too long. So Kurtler to serve now. Centaurs leading it by 3. And that one is good into the corner.
That was a really good serve.
That was very well placed. It was funny because more than one North player was saying out, 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 and it's definitely in.
Great call by the line judge.
Kurtler a shorter serve this time. Just getting there was Hardiman.
Ooh.
And that one might have been headed out, it looked like. It was a pretty good swing in the middle there by Aldrich, dug up by Walden, but I thought it was going to maybe go out, but Centaurs didn't talk enough to say for sure there, so they played it. Nia Walden, the freshman, will serve it up here for North. And they have continued to be kind of hit and miss serving-wise tonight. Brooklyn Center's for sure been more consistent in that part of the game.
Yeah, it seems that either if the Polars back there, they're on, or they're off. So it is a hit or miss, but it is nice to see this consistency in the ones that are making it over the net, giving them a little bit of a stretch of points there.
Jackson will come out to Puckett, and that one's going to drop in as Sanchez and Lynch were both kind of unsure if the other one might take that.
Yeah, that was a very good shot cross court. Those ones are really hard to get just because you have two defenders there. They're kind of covering the same spot, and that's just a big communication error on both of their parts, but a great shot.
Puckett's serve is going to be wide. And I think on that previous one, it's one of those where you hate to call a ball if you're not sure you can get there, so then neither one says anything.
Yeah.
Sanchez will serve now for BC, leading it by 4, and that one's going to be wide. She had been one of those that's serving well. Good hands there, Janae.
Thank you.
Jackson to serve now for North. And they'll Bring Melander back in.
Ooh.
And that's going to be an ace, I think, for Jackson. Ooh. Yes.
Oh.
And then Sanchez accidentally bonking Lynch in the head with the ball after the point was over. Luckily, they're laughing about it, though.
And no one's hurt on that side. Great serve, though.
Oh. Short floater, another very good serve. Centaurs do recover and get it over, though.
Oh.
Yeah, nice job putting that one home by the setter, Lynch. She wasn't going to wait around, and she went up and got it.
Yeah, ball kind of, you got to give those free balls just a little more oomph so you get past that front row, because you will get burnt. And that is what a good example. That was a great tip where no one was. And just a great spot in general.
Aldrich, the serve now for BC, and that'll be an ace.
That was a serve. That was a really good serve by Aldrich. Just gets right in between both people. Oh.
That'll be another ace. So Aldrich serving very tough. And I think that the Centaurs have done a good job of knowing sort of what their strengths are. Some of them are kind of just putting serves in play, which is all right too, and then some are being more aggressive and aiming for certain spots. And boy, those last two by Aldrich have been as good as any serve that we've seen all night.
Yeah, and honestly, you're hitting the nail on the head. Tonight's all really been a serving game. That ball, just a floater down, as well as Polar's, their serve receive does start a little back deep, and I can totally understand it as the Centaurs have been serving them a little bit more deeper. It's kind of been both deep and short. It's kind of just what you can read when the person hits it off their hand, but it's kind of just now with Aldrich back there, she's putting those float serves right on them. Some are a little deep, some are make you guess. And so for the Polars, it's a strong server, and I like the timeout because you try to freeze them.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if she's still got that momentum, because the last two were great serves. And sometimes you outthink yourself out of a timeout too and try really hard, like, hey, I just had two aces, I'm going to do an even better one next time.
That was definitely my mindset back then.
Aldrich with another good serve, and Puckett not able to get that pass up.
And that serve, honestly, off her hand, she kind of looked like a miss hit, but in the best way. Number 4, Puckett really couldn't tell if it was coming to her, if it was going to go middle back to Jackson. So a good serve and a great turn.
Comes again with a strong serve, but this time Jackson handles it well. Puckett will send it over. Here's Bevis with a misfire, and North will get a much needed point there to break that Centaur run. It's 18-13.
Yeah, that set just a little too far, and really that outside couldn't really get there, and kind of went over the ball and couldn't hit it, and kind of went over her head and down the line.
Walden, though, not able to get that one over, so Brooklyn Center will get to 19-13 lead now, and Bevis with an opportunity. And that pass not able to get it to anyone, so 20-13 for the Centaurs. It sure looks like they've done some good work on serving, and that's one thing that you really can get better on, just kind of working yourself too. Is just, repetition, serving that ball. And just as I say that, there's a serving error. But in general, they've served very well.
Yeah, it's one of those skills in volleyball that you don't actually need another person to practice, which is very far and few between when in volleyball. But you just need a ball, a wall, and yourself. So it really does look like they've been improving that. And that's probably one of the most important skills, as it's the only time you're the only person touching the ball, and you have all the time in the world. So might as well make it a good touch.
Ooh. And let's see, that one is going to be just wide. The word got to her just in time to let that ball go.
Yeah, she was thinking about it. She was thinking hard. But her team helped her out on that one. That's that communication that comes in handy.
Here's Lynch to serve for the Centaurs, and that'll be an ace as that pass into the bench.
Yeah, and we're going to have a switch here. We have the libero back in now, Walden. And we'll see if she can do a better pass.
Good short serve there. Jackson, though, able to play it over anyway. And scraped off the net and good by Kurtler. And Centaurs will score it again.
Yeah, I don't think she did it on purpose, but she did probably see that that left back is a little deep in her position and just went a little short with it.
Melander will send this one over for North. And deep toward the corner, but just too long. They've been able to work that idea on a couple, 2-3 occasions, but that time just missed long.
And I think they're definitely aiming for it as the coach came up and Emma laughed because they both know that shot's open and it's just a matter of getting it there.
Melander will be too long with that serve, so a set point chance now for Brooklyn Centers. They lead at 24-15. Lydia Kurtler, a senior, back to serve. Short floater, and that one is going to be good enough to win the set as that pass going out of play. 25-15, Centaurs win it, so they have taken the first two. And our third set coming up in just a moment here on CCX. Welcome back here to Brooklyn Center. The Centaurs leading 2-0 now as they've won 25-11 and 25-15. Javea Puckett getting set to serve for North to begin our third set. And Puckett with a good serve to begin it. It goes, yeah, that's off the ceiling and over, which is not legal. Obviously on your own side you can play it off the ceiling, but you cannot send it over. And so the point goes to North.
Yeah, I always thought that was a little bit of an advantage if you always played in a low ceiling building, but gets you too sometimes.
Sent over there by Lynch. And trying to go deep to the corner, good idea, but just didn't quite hit it as Hardiman cross court with that one. So we're even at 1.
Yeah, and the outsides have been seeing a lot of success with that cross court corner. It's just a matter of getting it there and getting over the head of that left back player.
Olsen with the serve. Off the ceiling there, but sent over, and it'll drop in.
Ooh.
No, they're going to do a replay here.
Oh. Guess no whistle?
I
mean,
honestly, I think he might have blown an inadvertent whistle when that ball was played off the ceiling. And it was played by her own teammate, which should have been okay, but I thought I might have heard a light whistle sound, and I think that's what we're having. So he's calling the captain over, Jackson, to tell her that. And by all rights, it probably should have been North Point, but at the same time, if a whistle did sound, you kind of had to, stop it there.
Yeah, a whistle, everyone says play to the whistle, so if you hear one, that's when you stop playing. It kind of could have resulted in that lack of communication between the Centaurs.
And the serve will be wide, so maybe justice done there as North will get the point.
Ball never lies.
Jackson will head back to the service line here for the Polars.
Ooh.
Good tough serve there, and it almost fell in. And now it will result in a point. I think they were surprised Brooklyn Center got it back over. It was a very good tough serve. Jackson is tall, and she can really serve this ball in a downward plane there. But you see the Polars kind of caught off guard there and trying to get to it.
Yeah, she really uses her whole extension and reach on that serve, which is taught in every gym. So it's great to see some downward trajectory on her serve.
Sent over by Hardiman here. And Bevis will drop that one in. Got it around the blocker and found some open space.
Yeah, and it just seemed as though that middle blocker actually, the right side blocker just peeled off the net, and she only had one block. And at the end of the day, if you have one block, you have a lot of options.
Trying to go along the line there for an ace, but instead serving it wide. So we're even at 3 now as Walden will serve for North, but first a timeout taken by Ramon Martinez on the Brooklyn Center side.
Nice early timeout here, and I can only imagine it's kind of a breather, kind of a reset, as they're honestly right back on the court for the Centaurs. So it might have just been some communication on where they are in the court, sometimes just to recoup and get a breath, but we will see.
Reminder to vote for our CCX Sports Play of the Week. Go to ccxmedia.org and click on Sports, and then go to Play of the Week and vote for your favorite. We have 4 entrants each week starting on Mondays, and a variety of sports throughout the fall. Some great ones to look at this week again, and we appreciate you voting and your interest in it. ccxmedia.org for our Play of the Week. Here is Walden to serve. And put away nicely there by Aldrich, as it was a long run for the setter, Lynch, to get to. And Aldrich, again, didn't try to do too much with this one, just avoiding the net, putting it away. And that serve's going to be in for an ace there for Aldrich.
Yeah, and really Aldrich kind of taking it away with her first with that set all the way down over to that right side where that setter is, and now just taking it from the back of the line with serving.
Oh, does a nice job running that one down. And they're going to be too long as they went middle to Kurtler. Pretty good set, but just kind of drove that ball flat on the plane out.
Yeah, it just seems as Kurtler's kind of just getting under the ball a little bit, and it's kind of over her head. So when she hits it, she only has upward and outward to go. So if she can get that ball in front of her hitting hand, it'd be a great day for Kurtler.
And that one is good down the line. Right on call there. She's able to put that one away for a point for the Centaurs. And as you see, Hardiman was thinking it was going to be out and elected not to play it, and it turned out in that instance to not be the right choice. Bevis will serve. Going to come back middle for Kurtler, and that one was a replay of the one from a couple points ago where it's just too long with it, and so North within 6-5. Melander will serve. Got that one in. Jackson will send it over to Baugh and gets it over. And a miss hit there by Emma Olson, and we're evened up at 6 apiece now.
Yeah, really it was a good setup play, and they finally got that back line corner free ball pass up and really set it up to get that free ball over in a good place. And just had Emma Olson hitting the ball on the way down.
Melander misfire on that serve though, so the Centaurs will go back in front now at 7-6. We get Lynch to serve. And that pass didn't get up very high there from Walden, and then there was a little bit of a mix-up on who should come and try and play it. Into the net, and Puckett couldn't do anything with it, so 9-6.
Yeah, those are those hard ones where you can't really tell if it's going to go over the net or not. You don't really know to get low or not, but usually the tell is just be ready for it to not be over, and hopefully it is.
Puckett will send this one over. See what the Centaurs can do with it. Come back to the outside, and Olsen not able to get it over.
Yeah, it just seems as though she's kind of hitting the ball on the way down, and she's not really getting a full approach or really a full transition out to get that full approach. So if she were to get that fast transition off, fast approach in, I think she could have some banner hits here.
Jackson got a chance on an overpass there, but didn't get it squared up and puts that one. The Centaurs kind of got away with one there for sure, as the second ball was played by the middle rather than, as they weren't sure if Lynch was going to be able to get there. Oops, off the ceiling and down. And another point for the Centaurs.
Yeah, and I imagine for the Polars, the ceiling is a little bit debilitating, as it's something new for them, and it has been a challenge for them all game, as well as they had about 5 or 6 points that had to do with the ceiling. So
I'm not entirely sure that theirs is any higher, though. A lot of the older schools, I don't think this is actually abnormally low compared for a lot of the schools that have been around for a while.
Oh.
To the middle, and a swing there, and put away with authority by Aldrich. Even had the line judge having to scramble out of the way of that one a little bit.
Yeah, that's getting the ball in front of your hidden hand. She really just goes up, approach the last feet, quick left, right, and she just jumps right up and pounds the ball right away.
Nia Walden getting that pass away, and effectively so. Lynch for Bevis, who's off the block, and they're going to have to stay with it here, but that one off the ceiling and over, which, again, not legal, so 13-8 for Brooklyn Center. Olsen. Sent over here. Going to come to the middle and off the net. Puckett does a nice job digging that one, though. Bevis will go cross court. Puckett again is there. And that one, let's see, is it good?
Huh?
Yeah, it was good down the line.
Yeah, but really nice digs by Puckett back to back, and they're really putting it on her, but it just really was that, again, that back line and that free ball shot. And they really got engulfed to that, got too sucked in and forgot about the backcourt that they've been targeting all night.
Olsen comes with a short serve this time. Baugh sending a free ball over. And that one off the block. Walden able to dig it up, though, and then Baugh with a good, strong return, and it's going to lead to a point. There's a good swing again by Aldrich, but the blocker got a piece of it, and Baugh did a heck of a job to not only get to this ball, but send it over in a good spot.
Yeah, really nice, great rundown play, and as you said, that block touch really started that whole run, because if she wasn't there, it would have been right in the middle of the court.
Jackson, a great serve. Olsen will send it over. Kurtler digging it up. Now it's Bevis. Jackson, a good pass with that one, and they're not going to be able to get it over. Pretty good point there, I thought. I mean, it just seems like both teams moving a little bit better than what we saw in the very early part of the match.
Yeah, moving without the ball when it's not on their side, getting in the right position, moving when there's a ball, and a lot of communication.
Service error there for Sanchez. We'll give it back to North. They are down 15-10 and down 2 sets to none. It'll be Sandara Walden serving. She hustles to get to that one. Now Ba will send it over, and down the line it's good. Point for the Polars. Kind of use Brooklyn Center's own medicine there. That's what they've been successful with quite a few times.
Ooh.
And put away nicely there by Aldrich. She's done some more and more good things as the night has gone on. Earlier on, timing wasn't quite there. Had a few, hits into the net, but she's really made her presence felt here.
Yeah, and she really does attack the balls that she needs to, and then the balls that aren't really there, she just puts it in a great spot, which is awesome to see from a player. Very smart, high-level thinking.
Really good serve there from her, too, and she had that good serving run earlier, and Puck at that time couldn't quite get that pass up as she had to kind of fight it off. Ooh. And, great recovery, and Ba sends it over. And this one, though, is going to be wide. Good effort by Ba on that first ball. It was another really good serve, and they were just scrambling from the get-go. That Lynch with good hands there for Brooklyn Center. Another good serve, and that one is going to be wide as well. So, boy, I tell you, similar to the previous set where Aldrich at a key time has come up and just served really tough. And it's another good one, and that return is going to be wide, 20-11. Another ace for Aldrich.
Yeah, she's really putting it on them, and honestly, all you can ask for is for one of the players just to get under it and get a nice high ball in the middle of the court. Don't try to get a perfect pass because it is a strong serve coming from the other side.
Ooh. And this one will crawl over, and another ace. Maybe a little fortunate on that one, but it'll count just the same. And it isn't all that often that your middle is maybe your most effective server, but it's sure looking like that for them right now. Tough one to adjust to. Ba will send this one over. Lynch getting it to Kurtler. A little change of pace hit there. And Ba not able to get that one over, so Centaurs right now in a pretty good groove based on the serving of Aldrich and kind of forcing North into some errors. That'll be another ace. Aldrich, she's thinking right now, maybe I could just serve the rest of this out here. Only 2 more points to go.
Yeah, and it is, on the Polar side, it is discouraging. We're seeing good serve after good serve. And even those ones that trickle off the net, those are the hardest ones because you don't know where they're going. So she's really going after it.
And another tough one, and Walden can't get there after Jackson tried to get the pass up.
Really good hustle play by Walden. It's good to see. As a coach, you love to see, even when you're in a rut, your players still going for all those balls that are going to the back wall, still hustling hard. So it's great to see.
So the Centaurs, see if Aldrich can put this one away on a great serving run here as they try and close them out here in the third. Another good serve. This time, though, they get the pass up. And sent over for the kill there by Hardiman. And so North gets to play on here as they get that point, and Hardiman will serve for the Polars.
Yeah, the coach put in Walden for Jackson just to see if their libero could put it up, and she had a perfect pass on the first one.
And Hardiman, though, is going to be wide with that serve, so it will be Brooklyn Center prevailing in the sweep as they kind of close very strong there. End up getting the good serving run by Aldrich, and the Centaurs will win it 25-11, 25-15, and 25-12. So their 4th win of the season. And I thought overall did some pretty good things tonight. I think first and foremost, you'd have to say serving was a strength for them for sure.
Yeah, that was a huge strength for them, as well as even on those scramble plays, they try to find a way to get someone to set the ball, to get a hit or some type of swing on it, even when the setter took the first set. So took the first pass. So it was really good to see them use those scramble plays and then go back to serving and just get behind the line and put all they can behind it.
And North, again, had a little bit of a break with some COVID issues, so they're kind of coming back and getting back up to full speed. They had times where they did some good things here tonight. You can see they got a few players that have played a little volleyball and have done some good things, but overall the Centaurs just a little more depth and a little more consistent tonight as the BC wins it. 25-11, 25-15, and 25-12, the sweep for Brooklyn Center. That'll do it for our coverage tonight from BC High School. For Janae Alderson and all of our CCX crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night from Brooklyn Center.